How many of you have ever made a career or professional decision based on your speech? I can recall many years ago when I was just getting started, getting ready to go to college, and I was selecting a major. And I'm not sure if I actually selected this major and changed it, and I think that that is pretty much what I did. But I wanted to study psychology. And so I think I selected that major, but once I got in school, I realized that in order to get any kind of a good job, I at least need to get a master's degree, if not a PhD. And what that meant, what that required, or what that would require of me is a lot more speaking. Going through classes, making presentations, just doing a lot more speaking. And because back then I stuttered and struggled with my speech, I decided to change my major to political science, something I was absolutely not interested in, but I did it anyway. So how many of you have made decisions in terms of what major you were going to focus on? Maybe what schools you were going to go to, what jobs you were going to take, which positions you're going to apply for. How many of you have made those decisions and allowed your speech to steer you in a different direction than what you actually wanted? My name is Michael Williams, Pro90D founder and speech coach. And today, we're going to continue our series, Improve Your Speech, Improve Your Life. And specifically, we're going to look at part 3, which is improve your professional life. So when you improve your speech, you also improve your professional life. And we're going to give you a couple of steps as well as skills, right? These steps are things that you can learn to do. We'll give you a couple of steps to help you do that. But the thing that we want to look at today is the fact that so many people, so many of my clients and students have allowed their life to be controlled, to be determined by the limitations of their speech. So I've talked to people who literally stopped going to school, didn't go to school, or when they went to school, they majored in something that they didn't really want to, or they went to school, they majored in what they wanted to, but then they went out and they got a job, but they didn't take the job that they were qualified for or that they really wanted. Or when a job opened up, they didn't apply for it because it was going to require much more speaking responsibilities. So I'm sure that many of you watching this video have experienced this to one degree or another. Your speech has probably limited your professional life. So what do we mean when we say professional life? Well, yes, we're talking about your career, right? Your job, okay, your position. But we're also talking about your willingness and your ability to speak up and to share your thoughts, to communicate your thoughts, to articulate your thoughts and ideas within the profession that you are currently in, right? So do you participate in meetings? Do you share your thoughts and ideas? Do you take on additional responsibilities? Or do you kind of avoid that? So that's also part of your professional life. And what we find so many times is that people have limited their professional life because of their speech. So what are a couple of things that you can do that will help you propel your professional life forward, right? What are a couple of things that you can do? There are a couple of steps that you can take that will help you move your professional life forward. And before we talk about that, we have to talk about how your speech has impacted those steps that you can take. So here's what I mean. If you feel limited by your speech, then there are certain career opportunities that you won't even look at. You won't even allow yourself to think about. So the first thing that one has to do is to what? Improve their speech so that now it opens the door to many more career and professional opportunities. Does that make sense? So when you improve your speech, you also improve the possibilities that are standing and sitting before you so that you can say, wow, I can do this, I can do that, I can take on this responsibility, I can apply for these jobs. That's what happens. So a couple of things that has to happen to help you propel and improve your professional life is this. Number one, you have to get clear on your, and you'll hear me use this word quite a bit, your calling. You're going to get clear on your calling. So what do we mean when we say calling? Your calling is the thing that you feel like you must do. This is something from my good friend Tom Harrison. He says, 4 words, what must I do? What must I do? So your calling is that thing or those things that you feel driven, that you feel drawn towards, that you must do. You can try to get away from it, but it always comes back to that urge, that desire, something inside of it, like a burning desire that says, I have to do this. I must do this thing. So what is it that you must do with your life? That's what you're called to do. So one of the things that you'll need to do if you want to live a life, especially a professional life, that's more fulfilling and more productive, is get clear on what you're called to do. Now, here's the potential problem. So many people are ignoring their calling, right, because of their speech. They're saying, oh, I really want to do this. This is what I feel like I must do, but I can't because of my speech, or I'm going to be limited because of my speech. So they don't get clear on their calling. Does that make sense? So now, when you improve your speech, you actually are able, this allows you to get more clear on what you're called to do, right? Because it removes those potential barriers. It removes the limitations. Now you no longer feel like, I can't do what I really want to do, what I've always dreamed of doing, what I'm capable of doing. I can't do. Well, now I can do it because my speech is not stopping me. My confidence is not stopping me from doing that. Does that make sense? Okay? And I've seen this happen. I've experienced it, and I've seen it happen, right? Hundreds, if not thousands of times. So you want to get clear on your calling, and then the next thing you want to do is get committed to your calling. Get committed to your calling. Okay, get committed to your calling. So the difference between you wanting to do something and being committed to it is that when you want to do something, you'll do whatever is convenient, right? Well, I might do this today, but I don't really feel like doing it tomorrow. You know, I'd like to do this, but I'm not really sure. So you'll do whatever's convenient, but when you're committed to doing something, you'll do whatever it takes for as long as it takes until you achieve that thing. So your goal is to first get clear on what you must do, and then second, get committed and be committed. And these are both skills that you can learn. You can learn to get very, very clear, to zoom in on this is what I need to do, this is what I must do, this is what I want to do. And then second, how do I stay committed to doing this? What are the things that I need to do each and every day so that I can walk in my calling? Like my friend Tom Harrison says, I can walk my why, walk in my why. So when you are clear on your calling and you're committed to your calling, you're committed to following, to answering and following your calling, what you're going to find is that you will be more driven to continue to improve your speech, right? Because you know this is what I must do. And in order to do this, I've got to take my speech up to that next level. I remember the thing that motivated me, that drove me to improve my speech, was getting clear on my calling. I said, this is what I'm called to do. And therefore, I need to equip myself. I need to improve my speech so that I can do it. right? So it can happen either way. You can improve your speech, which allows you to get clearer on your calling and be more committed, or you can get clear about your calling, which will then motivate you and drive you to stay committed, right? To stay committed to your calling, but also to stay committed to improving your speech. It can work either way. Does that make sense? Now, once you are clear on your calling and you're committed and you are improving your speech, what can you expect to experience? So what I want to do is to share with you, again, some very recent real-life experiences that people have had who are going through the Pro 90 Smooth Speech program and working with me privately. So let me just share some of the things that people have said. So this guy says, hey, I was able to get the job I wanted, which gave me a sense of pride and, of course, more money. I've recently been promoted after carefully studying the interviewing module from Pro 90 program and having coaching sessions with Michael. So this person's professional life went to a whole nother level. They got the job that they wanted, and we have some very, very specific modules on interviewing. And we do coaching and we work with you to help you prepare for coaching. But we share with you stuff that you don't necessarily read or see elsewhere. In fact, he said, I've never seen this before. I've never heard this information before. It's not like it's not out there, but you're going to hear more traditional stuff out there. And what we do is we get right down to the nitty-gritty and help you see this process, for example, of interviewing in a whole different light and help you prepare for it in a much more thorough and productive way. All right, I'm able to present my ideas and thoughts and not be afraid to speak to leadership. So remember, we said that your professional life also includes how you perform and what you do within your current profession, right? Within your current career, within your current job. So you will improve your professional life when you improve your speech. And one of the reasons is that you will feel more confident and you will be more competent at articulating your thoughts and ideas, sharing your thoughts and ideas in meetings. Even when leadership is there, you'll be more confident to go to leadership and share your thoughts and ideas because you will have the skill set, you'll have the communication skill set to do so in a smooth, clear, confident manner. You'll become more influential when you improve your speech, and this will help you improve your career. All right, I was able to start my own business and do the work I love. Before, I was terrified of Zoom calls. Now I do multiple calls per week with no problems, right? This is Paul. So some of you have always wanted to start your own business, or you've always wanted to do something else that would require you to speak, right? Zoom calls or make phone calls or go out and meet people or do presentations or sales or whatever it is. You've always wanted to do it, but you didn't. You limited yourself because of your speech. But remember, you don't have to do that any longer. We have a systematic process that will help take you from wherever you are to where you want to be. And it just works if you do the work. All right, I was able to realize my professional dream and effectively communicate with colleagues and collaborators. Okay, so Richard, who's a PhD now, got a great job and brilliant guy, and now he's able to express that, right? He's able to smoothly, confidently, competently articulate his thoughts, and he's doing extremely well and was able to make a lot more money, okay? So these are just some of the things that you can experience when you improve your speech. Here's Adam, so much more confident and willing to talk to clients and key stakeholders on the phone, okay? So once again, these are some of the things that you can expect to experience. It's just a sampling of recent successes that people have had in their professional life. So what is it that you need to do so that you can live a more fulfilling life and be more fulfilled and even productive in your professional life? What is it that you need to do? Well, you can go at it from either of these directions, maybe in some ways both. When you start working on your speech, when you improve your speech, what you're going to find is that it opens the door, it opens up the possibilities for you to do, for you to even discover what you're called to do. Because for many people, the limitation of their speech, because they've struggled with their speech, they say, oh, I can't do that. I won't be able to do that. And so they stop dreaming. They stop going for the jobs that they really want. Once they improve their speech, they're able to smoothly, clearly, confidently articulate their thoughts. Then they say, wow, now what do I really want to do? Ooh, or they know what they really, I've always wanted to do this, now I can do it. Does that make sense? Now for some of you, it'll be the other way around. You'll get clear on your calling. What must I do? What am I called to do? Okay, this is what I'm called to do. Now, I need to improve my speech so that I can do this. I'm called to do it. I must do it. Now I need to improve my speech. So you see how it can work either way. But the key is for you to make a decision to say, you know what? I could live a life so much more fulfilling. My professional life can be more fulfilling. It can be more productive. I can be earning. I can have and I can do and I can be so much more. All I need to do is improve my speech. So how can you improve your speech? Well, you can improve it in one or two ways through Pro90D. You can do the self-study, and for some people that's the best option for you. It's a great first step. For others of you who are professionals and you want to accelerate the process, then you're going to want to work with us one-on-one. And I'm going to have a link in or around this video that you can click. It'll take you directly to the pricing. Now is a great time at the recording of this video because we have $500 off. So the price you see is already $500 less than what it usually is. It's not going to stay like that forever, obviously. So take advantage of that now. And when you work with me, like all the people that I just showed you and that I have been showing you, you're going to find that if you have interviews coming up, you're going to be a lot more prepared, be a lot more successful. You're going to find that you gain more confidence in your ability to handle any speaking situation. You're going to find that the doors begin to open up, right? The shades begin to go up. You begin to see the light and to see, wow, this is what I can do. I can do this and I can do that and I can go here. You're going to start feeling more confident to speak up in meetings. People are going to be more persuaded and influenced by you. And you're going to see your professional life just open up and take off because you've improved your speech. And you can do that much, much faster, and it's much, much easier when you're working with me one-on-one. So if you are ready to take your speech to that next level, then I want to encourage you to get in contact. You have some options here. You can just go ahead and enroll in the coaching program of your choice. Once you do that, you're going to be invited to get access to our course, right? And to me via Slack, where we communicate one-on-one. It's more fluid, it's easier, and it's faster. And then we're going to set up our meetings and we're going to get started. Some of you may want to lock in this low price right now and start later, and that's okay too. Then others of you may want to speak with me before you get started, and so you can do that as well. But either way, lock in the price now, because again, it's not going to stay $500. It's not a little bit of money. So lock in that price now, get enrolled, get started, and watch like many of my other clients have and are, and start to see and experience the benefits of smooth speech. Thank you so much. My name is Michael Williams, and I'll see you in the next session.